There's the mountain right there. We booked this tour on Airbnb Experiences. It included a guided walking tour of the Pompeii ruins, but it also included wine tasting of Mount Vesuvius wines and horseback riding at the end. So it was a full day tour, so I thought it was just a great thing to do on just our day trip to Pompeii. So this is a basilica, but obviously from 79 AD it wasn't used as a church because Christianity wasn't a thing back then, but instead it's thought to believe that they used it as a courtroom, so that judges and lawyers would use the basilica for law. And then we also learned that the pillars weren't actually made of marble. What they did was they made it out of brick and cut it into like this star shape, and then they would pour white colored things into the column to make the marble effect. Cheaters. We got to walk through some houses too, where the foundations were still there, and you could see the outlines of the rooms or the entrances or the bedrooms, and we even saw some mosaics still on the floor, paintings on the walls, and just things in color that you just would not expect to still see at this time. It was insane.
As you can see, and one were actually so strange.
He said this is only 5% of the stuff they actually found.
Here, by themselves. So how they were used back in the days, they were used as a actually able to do it again. This text was burned down by ashes, or otherwise it would be impossible. Follow me.
And this was a Pompeii bar or fast food restaurant. So it's called a thermopolium, which means to sell hot things. Like food and wine. So this writing is similar to lawn signs for politicians, basically saying the owner of this house supports so-and-so to run for this position. So that is so crazy that the writing is still on the wall. Oh my gosh. This place is huge and everything is just so preserved. It's insane. Jeremy actually doesn't believe it that everything is so original, but that was the point, that the ash actually preserved everything. And it wasn't until things were uncovered that now they're exposed to light and air and oxygen that they're starting to degrade over time now. But when the whole city was covered in ash, it was just preserved based on that fact.
Ma lì dal foro vai adesso fatelo tutto quanto più facile, sta dietro agli altri tutto, è come una parentesi dell'autostrada. Nato prima.
Our next stop was a tour of the vineyards.
Hilly pumice stones, different levels of lava, which has the characteristic to retain water in deep. So the roots of our plants expand themselves in deep and they can find some of the water they need, plus even more nutrients and minerals.
Zwei Weinsorten, die heute noch für Sie ganz, ganz wichtig ist. Il Capretone, so heißt die erste Weinsäure, das ist irgendwie Weißwein.
Deutschtour.
Degrees for the white wines, higher temperature, 20-25 Celsius degrees for the red wines. Then, after the fermentation process, aromatics, we need to preserve a little
After
bit
the tour, we were
natural
treated
flavors
to
we have.
lunch and more wine tasting. So we had a first course of appetizers, and then the second course was spaghetti and meatball, and then we had a piece of cake at the end. And next was the guided horseback riding. So there were 6 people on our tour total, and then we had our one guide.
See the island there?
Yes, that's where we were this morning.
Oh, Capri.
Yes, we were in Capri the last 2 days.
So you arrived with the ferry this morning?
Yes, to Sorrento and then the train.
Sorrento, Pompeii.
Yes.
Did you store the luggage where I told you?
Yes, at the Pompeii entrance.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
we met the guy.
Yes,
Not at the station.
correct. It was free at the entrance. Exactly.
That's why I told you there, because
Yep.
at the station they charge.
Exactly.
Riding through the vineyards with the volcano in the background really was just the best scenery.
I got you, Christine. Because she's so...
Right now we're stopping to let the horses have a snack while we admire the view. How's the snacks, Hakeem? The tasty weeds? Looks tasty.
Relax, don't...
And that was our day trip to Pompeii. And that concluded our 9-day Italy trip. So right after this, we got on the train to go to Naples and then to Rome to catch the big train back to Germany. Thanks for watching.